So talking to camera seems very difficult. Not really sure why that is, because I'm very good at talking normally. And my favourite content on YouTube is generally just people talking to camera. So that's what I'm trying to make. Because it seems like content that's both entertaining, interesting. Yeah, and it seems like it's a low threshold to make it. So that's what I'm trying to do. Still feel a bit nervous. Still not quite comfortable with it. And this morning, my goal was just to create painting, which I started on. Just simple things I'm doing at the moment. I'm up a lot of the night with my son. He's a year old now. He's in nursery. And I'm just trying to reconnect with myself a little bit. And my creativity. Yeah. And I'm quite lucky. My wife's a software engineer. And I've done all sorts of terrible jobs before. And even now, it's just convincing myself that I deserve to try and be an artist is quite difficult as a thing. And I think I owe it to myself to try, because I definitely have the skill, I have the ability. I'm aware that I'm capable of doing it. And I have to convince myself that I deserve it. That's the hurdle I find myself on. There's two hurdles. The one is the do I deserve it? The other one is I'm not sleeping. And the not sleeping one is definitely the harder of the two. And I for a while I've just put a lot of stuff off. I've not started on anything creative, and I don't think that's necessarily the way around it. I think for a little while that works, and then you stagnate, and then you feel bad that you're not doing anything. And I haven't painted in a long time, and what I'm painting is quite geometric. It's quite simple. It's literally just to get me to paint. And I think that's enough at the moment. And then I want to create stuff. I want to engage with people. All art is simply truth. We're all looking for truth. That's what art is. That's sort of why I think AI art is irrelevant, because it's not truth. It's not an exploration of self. It's not an exploration of society, a reflection of anything. It's just data regurgitated, which you can argue the human brain does, but the human brain doesn't do it without, well, truth, meaning. Yeah, I mean, so there's an element of like, I don't really get the video production. I sort of know what I'm doing, but it's very rough. And I think it's going to be rough for a while I figure it out. But not doing it is not going to help. And then when I was thinking about the AI, I was thinking, well, an AI could do it perfectly, but then like that's almost the point. Like a lot of content I see at the moment is almost not perfect, and like that's what proves to you that it's real and it's not an AI, is that there's an imperfection in it. And if you go and watch older television, I mean, human beings can tolerate imperfection. We're okay with it. So yeah, I don't really know. It's just a stream of thoughts at this point, and I'm sure that with practice I'll become more comfortable at doing this, and as I do more of it, it will form into something more coherent, less gibberish. But no, I'm taking the first step, which is all you can do. Just keep taking the next step. So I don't know if this is any good. Maybe it's random and silly. but hopefully it connects somewhere, somehow. I'm exhausted, stressed out, I've got obligations I've got to keep up, but I want to create my art. And I don't know how not to do it. Yeah. And I was listening to a podcast and someone was talking about creativity, and there's something that resonated with me was, this is how I paraphrase it, an artisan will create something that people like, an artist will create something and he won't care if you like it or not. And I thought that was very freeing, because I can just make something, because I'm definitely an artist. I'm not good at making the same thing over and over again. It evolves as I do it and I get bored, I go on to something new. So it's definitely the telltale signs that I am an artist. And to be an artist, you have to not care if they like it or not. And I think that's interesting, not caring if they like it, especially. Because it's very common for people to say you shouldn't care if they don't like it. I don't think you should care if they like it, if you're saying that you're an artist and not an artisan or a craftsman or something else. Yeah, it should be for you. It should be truth, one way or the other. Anyway, signing off.